Hello students, welcome everyone. Welcome to our today's session that is related to class 8th, and today we will discuss first chapter, that is rational number. So this video is the introductory video. Here we will discuss about the rational number and different properties of rational number. So here we start. So first of all, the question arises what a rational number is. Okay, so we already know about some type of numbers. In the previous classes also we have discussed about some type of number. We are familiar with those numbers such as the natural numbers, integers, whole numbers. Okay, we are familiar with all these numbers. So what natural numbers are? Natural numbers are that begins with 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, they are the natural number. And when we include 0 with it, okay, when we include 0 with the natural number, now the set it is known as the whole number. So again we are having some type of numbers, they are negative. Okay, so when we include these negative numbers, we call it as integers. Okay, the set collectively it is known as integers. But here one more question is rational number. Again we come to the rational number. So just see in this diagram you are seeing some numbers like -8 upon 2, 2 upon 3. Means when we are having the numbers in the ratio, in the fraction, in the form of numerator as well as denominator, they are known as rational number. Okay, so what a rational number is? A rational number, it can be written in the form of P upon Q. It can be written in the form of numerator upon denominator. Okay, but what the condition is there, that P and Q, they are the integer, but the Q, the denominator, it should not be equal to 0. Okay, the denominator, the Q, it cannot be 0. It should not be equal to 0. So, uh, it is known as rational number. Okay, so a rational number, it is in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q both are integers, and denominator, that is Q, it is not equal to 0. So few example, an example which can be written in the form of P upon Q, which can be written in the form of numerator upon denominator, in the form of fraction, it is known as rational numbers. Okay, so in the previous classes also we have discussed about the representation of numbers on the number line, the how to represent the natural number, how to represent the whole number, how to represent the integer on the number line. Okay, we know in the number line the center we are having the 0, right hand side we are having the positive number, left side we are having the negative numbers. Okay, so we can easily represent the numbers on the number line. The same way we can also represent the rational number on the same number line. Rule is same. The center we are having the 0, right side we are having the positive rational number, and left side we are having the negative rational number. So what we discuss about the rational number, that the word rational, it has we have taken that word from the word ratio. Okay, so generally we can say that rational number, they can be represented in the form of P upon Q. We can represent it in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q both are integer, and Q, the denominator, it cannot be, it should be. Now we have to discuss few of the properties of the rational number. Okay, before starting our chapter, few properties we should know. Okay, for the in the previous classes we have discussed this property for the whole number, we have discussed this property for the natural number and integers also. Now we will discuss these properties for the rational number. The properties are known to you from the very previous classes: the closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property. Then what the identity properties, what the inverse properties. So all these properties we will discuss for rational numbers. So first of all, we are having the closure property. Okay, so what closure property is? Okay, if we are having two rational numbers, for example, we have taken two rational numbers as P and Q. If we are having these two rational numbers, and if we are doing the operations on them, For example, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, if the result is also rational number, then yes, it is satisfying the closure property. Okay, if we are adding two rational number and the result is rational number, then yes, it is closed under the addition problem. Okay, so let us check. For example, we will check for the addition. Just check. If we are adding two rational numbers, for example, I have taken two numbers, minus 4 upon 7 and 6 upon 11. Okay, when we are adding it, the result is minus 2 upon 77. It is the result. So again, minus 2 upon 77, it is again the rational number. We are adding two rational number and the result is again the rational number. So yes, it is closed. Then if we are checking for the subtraction, so again the result we are finding as a rational number. Yes, it is closed under the subtraction also. When we are checking for the multiplication, again the result is rational number. Yes, it is closed under the rational number. Okay, now when we are checking for the division, okay, if we are dividing any number by 0, it cannot be defined. Okay, if we divide any number, if we divide 2 upon 3 by 0, if we divide 2 by 0, it is not defined. So for division, okay, so for division, P divided by Q, sometimes it can be rational number, but not always. So it is not closed under division. Okay, so addition, subtraction and multiplication, it is closed under addition, subtraction and multiplication. Rational number are closed under them. But for division, it is not satisfying it. Okay. Yes, now we'll discuss our next property, that is commutative property. So what commutative property is? Means if we are adding P to Q or we are adding Q to P, both will be same. Okay, if the interchange of the rational number and we are performing the operation, if the result is same, yes, commutative property it is satisfying it. Otherwise, no, it is not possible. Okay, let us check. For example, we are having two rational number and we are adding them. Okay, we are adding them. If we add them in any order, the result is same. Okay, so yes, for addition, commutative properties there. For subtraction, is if we will check, then no, it is not possible, because the just see, here we are having the plus sign, here we are having the minus sign, plus minus, we will do the subtraction. But when we change it, minus minus, it will be plus, again the result will be changed. So no, it is not possible. Okay, then for multiplication, yes, we will got the same result. But for the division, no, it is not possible. The interchange of the rational number and we are doing the division, it is not possible. So commutative property for rational number, it is only for addition and multiplication. Okay, it is only for addition and multiplication, not for subtraction and division. Okay, yes. Now see next, associative property. Yes, first of all we will discuss what associative property is. Okay, if we are having three or more integers, if we are having three integers and we are changing their order. Okay, for example, here we are adding Q and R, then we are adding it to P, or first of all we are adding P and Q, then we will add it to R. The result is same. If the result is same, then yes, the associative property is there. If the result is not same, then for particular operation, associative property is not there. Just see the example. Here we have changed the group. First of all, we have added 3 upon 7 to minus 4 upon 3. Then in the next pair, we are added 1 up minus 1 upon 2 to 3 upon 7. Okay, so when we change the group, the result is same in both cases. In both cases, the result is same. So yes, associativity is there. Okay, for addition of rational number, associativity is there. But for subtraction, if we check for subtraction, just see, the result is not same. For subtraction, result is not same. So associativity is not there for subtraction of rational number. Okay, yes. Now see for multiplication. Again, for multiplication, we are getting the same result. So yes, associativity is there. But for division, just check it here. We are not getting the same result. So no, associativity is not there. So associativity is only for multiplication and addition, not for division and subtraction for rational number. Yes. Now, next topic is distributive property. Okay, distributive law. So, distributivity, it is only for the multiplication over the addition and subtraction. Okay, so just see how it is. For example, we are having three rational number. We are having three rational number P, Q, and R. So, P into Q plus R, it is equals to PQ plus PR. Means if we will multiply PQ and then plus sign and we multiply by PR, the result is same. Okay, this way we can distribute it. Just see for the subtraction also we can do it. P into Q, then minus sign, then P will be multiplied by R. Okay, so this way if we are doing it, the result is same. Just check one example we have taken. Okay, one example we have taken. Just see this first one. We have, first of all, we are solving this pair. We are solving this bracket. Okay, then we are doing the multiplication. Means we have taken this left hand side. We are solving this left hand side. Now see for the right hand side. Here we have solved right hand side. Means first of all we have multiplied, then we are doing the subtraction. Now see the result is same in both cases. Okay, so distributivity is there for the multiplication or addition and subtraction of rational number. Okay, the same we can do for the, you can say addition also. Yes, now we are having the identity and the inverse properties of rational number. So what identity property is? For identity property, we can say that 0 is additive identity and 1 is multiplicative identity. So what is mean by it that 0 is additive identity and 1 is multiplicative identity? Means if we are adding 0 to any rational number, the result is same rational number. There is no change in the rational number. That's why 0 is known as additive identity. Same for multiplication. If we are multiplying any rational number by 1, the result is same. There is no change. That is the reason 1 is known as the multiplicative identity. Okay, so what you have to learn? Just you have to learn that 0 is additive identity, 1 is multiplicative identity. Then what the inverse property is? Inverse property, again we are having additive inverse as well as multiplicative inverse. Okay, additive inverse means if we are adding that inverse to the rational number, we are getting 0. We are getting the additive identity. Same, if we are multiplying the inverse with the rational number, we are getting 1. Okay, so what additive identity is? Just we have to change the sign. If we are having rational number as x upon y, then additive inverse is minus x upon y. If we are having the rational number as minus x upon y, additive inverse is plus x upon y. Just change the sign. And for the multiplicative inverse, just do the reciprocal of it. Okay, numerator will change with denominator and denominator will change with numerator. Okay, so if we are adding inverse, additive inverse to the rational number, the result is 0. We can check it like that. And when we are adding, when we are multiplying the multiplicative inverse with the given rational number, the result is 1. Okay, so for additive inverse, just change the sign. For multiplicative inverse, just do the reciprocal of it. Numerator will change with denominator and denominator will change with numerator. Okay, so this is all related to the rational number and different properties of rational number. Okay, so this is all related to our today's session regarding to chapter 1. In the next video, we will discuss our exercise, that is exercise 1.1. Till then, thank you and take care.